There's a claim that's been buzzing around the internet, popping up in alarming headlines and viral posts, stirring up unnecessary worry for millions of men. You've probably seen it. These 3 everyday foods are silently harming your prostate. Avoid them today. The foods in question: coffee, soy products like tofu and soy milk, and spicy foods loaded with chili peppers. The fear-mongering suggests these staples could be inflaming your prostate, worsening symptoms like frequent urination, or even hiking your risk of prostate cancer. It's enough to make you second-guess your morning brew or that stir-fry. But what if I told you the real story is the exact opposite? What if science shows these foods aren't villains at all, but potential allies in protecting your prostate? Stick around, because the truth is genuinely shocking, backed by rigorous research from top institutions, and it flips the script on everything you've been led to believe. You won't want to miss this. To grasp why this revelation is so game-changing, let's first get familiar with the star of the show: the prostate gland. This small, walnut-sized powerhouse sits just below the bladder and surrounds the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. Its primary role? Producing seminal fluid that nourishes and protects sperm during ejaculation. But as men age, the prostate can enlarge, a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, or face more serious threats like inflammation, prostatitis, or cancer. Prostate cancer is the second most common cancer in men worldwide, affecting about 1 in 8 during their lifetime. Factors like age, family history, and lifestyle play into it, but diet is a big piece of the puzzle. That's why myths about harmful foods hit so hard. They tap into our deepest health anxieties. And when misinformation spreads unchecked, it can lead to unnecessary restrictions, stress, and even missed opportunities for real protection. Now, let's tackle those prevalent myths head-on and why they're so concerning. First up, coffee. Many articles warn that caffeine irritates the bladder and prostate, exacerbating BPH symptoms like urgency or weak flow, and some even link it to higher cancer risk due to its stimulating effects. Then there's soy. Products like edamame, tofu, or soy milk are often demonized because they contain phytoestrogens, plant compounds similar to estrogen. The fear? They could disrupt hormones, promote prostate growth, or fuel cancer cells, especially since estrogen is tied to some cancers. Finally, spicy foods with capsaicin from chili peppers get blamed for inflaming the urinary tract, worsening prostatitis or BPH discomfort, and potentially aggravating cancerous changes through irritation. These myths aren't harmless. They stem from anecdotal reports, outdated ideas, or cherry-picked data. In a world where prostate issues affect over half of men over 50, spreading fear can lead to poor dietary choices, increased anxiety, and ignoring evidence-based advice. For years, these warnings went unchallenged, often rooted in cultural biases or simplistic views of irritants. But then, leading researchers from prestigious institutions stepped in with large-scale, long-term studies to separate fact from fiction. What they uncovered didn't just debunk the myths, it revealed a protective power that could change how we approach prostate health forever. So, what's this shocking truth? Let's dive into the science, starting with a landmark study on coffee from none other than Harvard University, specifically the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. This wasn't a quick poll. It was a massive prospective study tracking over 47,000 men from 1986 to 2008 as part of the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study. Researchers meticulously recorded their coffee intake and monitored prostate cancer outcomes. The results? Stunning. Men who drank 6 or more cups of coffee daily had a 60% lower risk of developing lethal prostate cancer compared to non-drinkers. Even moderate drinkers, 1 to 3 cups a day, saw a 30% reduction in lethal forms. And here's the kicker. The benefits held for both regular and decaf coffee, directly contradicting the myth that caffeine is the culprit. This finding has been echoed in meta-analyses, like one published in the British Journal of Cancer in 2013, which reviewed multiple cohorts and confirmed higher coffee consumption links to a 10 to 20% overall drop in prostate cancer risk. Shifting to soy, a comprehensive meta-analysis from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2018 pooled data from 30 observational studies involving over 266,000 men. It found that higher soy intake was associated with a 26% reduced risk of prostate cancer. A standout study within this? The Japan Public Health Center-based prospective study, following nearly 44,000 Japanese men for over a decade, showed that those consuming the most isoflavones from soy had up to a 48% lower risk of advanced prostate cancer. This flies in the face of the estrogen myth, as soy's compounds appear protective, not harmful. Finally, for spicy foods, while human trials are fewer, a 2010 case report and literature review in the Canadian Urological Association Journal highlighted capsaicin's anti-proliferative effects. In lab studies, capsaicin slowed prostate cancer cell growth by up to 80% in androgen-independent lines. A 2023 review in Frontiers in Nutrition supported this, noting capsaicin's role in inducing apoptosis, cell death, in prostate tumors. Population data from regions with high spicy food intake, like parts of Asia, show lower prostate cancer rates, further challenging the irritation myth. Collectively, these studies from Harvard, Japanese cohorts, and others turn the harm narrative upside down. These foods correlate with protection, not peril. But why? What are the scientific theories explaining these unexpected benefits? For coffee, it's packed with bioactive compounds like chlorogenic acid and coal, potent antioxidants that combat inflammation and oxidative stress, key drivers of prostate cell mutations. One theory: these compounds inhibit enzymes that promote cancer growth and enhance DNA repair, preventing damaged cells from turning malignant. Decaf working too suggests it's not just caffeine, but the overall brew flushing out carcinogens. For soy, isoflavones like genistein act as selective estrogen receptor modulators. The phytoestrogen hypothesis posits they bind to estrogen receptors in the prostate, blocking stronger estrogens that could fuel cancer while promoting anti-inflammatory pathways and inhibiting angiogenesis, new blood vessel formation that tumors need. Studies show genistein reduces PSA levels, a prostate cancer marker, by up to 20% in trials. As for capsaicin in spicy foods, the apoptosis induction theory is compelling. It activates TRPV1 receptors, triggering calcium influx that leads to cancer cell suicide without harming healthy cells. It also downregulates androgen receptors, starving hormone-sensitive prostate cancers. Plus, capsaicin's anti-inflammatory effects may soothe rather than irritate in the long term, reducing chronic prostatitis risk. Together, these mechanisms paint a picture of natural defense: antioxidant shields, hormonal balance, and targeted cell cleanup, all from everyday foods we've been told to fear. That long-term protection is amazing, but I know many viewers are dealing with immediate prostate woes right now. Things like that nagging urge to pee every hour, incomplete emptying, or a hesitant stream that disrupts your day. If those hit home, let's pause for a quick aside on something that could help. There's an eye-opening video on a simple, natural protocol using a blend of herbs like saw palmetto and pyjum, based on ancient African remedies, that targets the prostate swell at its root for rapid symptom relief. While these foods show promising links to lower prostate risks, they're not a standalone cure or guarantee. The research highlights correlations, not ironclad causation, meaning other factors like genetics or overall diet might interplay. Think of coffee, soy, and spicy foods as valuable pieces in a larger mosaic of health. To maximize benefits, integrate them into a balanced lifestyle. Start with diet. Beyond these three, load up on cruciferous veggies like broccoli, sulforaphane fights cancer, fatty fish for omega-3s, reduces inflammation, and green tea, catechins lower PSA. Aim for a Mediterranean-style eating pattern, rich in plants and low in processed sugars. Exercise is non-negotiable. 30 minutes of brisk walking or strength training. Most days cuts prostate cancer risk by 10 to 30% by regulating hormones and boosting immunity. Maintain a healthy weight, as obesity amps up inflammation. Ditch smoking and cap alcohol at 1 drink daily, since both spike risks. And crucially, prioritize checkups. From age 50 or 45 with family history, discuss PSA tests and digital rectal exams with your doctor. Early detection saves lives. These screenings catch issues when they're 90% treatable. Wrapping it all up, that alarming claim about coffee, soy, and spicy foods silently harming your prostate? The science-backed truth is shockingly the reverse. Far from foes, they may be simple, natural guardians linked to lower cancer risks through antioxidants, hormonal modulation, and anti-inflammatory action. They're no substitute for a well-rounded life or medical advice, but the evidence is encouraging. These everyday items could support your prostate in ways we've overlooked. If this busted myth resonated and you want more science-driven health reveals, smash that like button. It fuels the channel. Subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you catch our next dive into topics like sleep's role in hormone health. Drop in the comments. What other food myths bug you? Coffee myths? Soy scares? Let's chat. Stay informed, stay healthy, and see you soon.